A recession is coming very, very soon. And I know this because every single retail store that I have been in over the past month has such an overstock of everything. I've never seen so much clutter in my life. First being Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. They have so much stuff from Halloween, which is in 3 days, that hasn't moved. And regardless of the promotions, the clearance, the discounts, people are not shopping. I went to Old Navy yesterday to return something, and they had so many extra racks on wheels that they brought up to put the extra inventory that if the fire marshal went into Old Navy's, they would find them. You couldn't even walk through, truthfully. I had to squeeze between two of the racks. I have never seen such overstock before. And historically, when we've had like a dicey economic climate, people still spend money on themselves. They still shop and they still spend money on beauty services, even if they can't afford it because it makes them feel better. This time, I'm telling you, this time is very different. People are not shopping. That stuff is not moving off of the racks. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this affects like Black Friday deals and things like that. And obviously, we have bigger issues in the world. This is like stuff, right? It has no general importance. But I feel like in the past, when we've had rough things going on, people were still buying that stuff.
You can't go by how you feel, right? She's saying how she feel instead of going based off of the facts. And the reality is that every single year you see an overstock of Halloween stuff on the shelves, and that's not the determination of whether or not we're in a recession, or we're going towards a recession. Recession indicators are more closely tied to the job market, is more tied to usually there's something big that happens. So there's an economic collapse, you had the pandemic, you can go to the 2008 housing crisis. I think a better recession indicator is how many people are getting their cars repossessed. But even in that, there's a lot of choice that goes into that because you're talking about inflation, you're talking about the Fed not lowering basis points to the extent that they are, and that they only lowered it 25 basis points instead of lowering it 50 or even 75 basis points. You're talking about affordability, right? I think that we have an affordability crisis that we haven't recovered from the pandemic, because if you remember, again, the Biden administration had 9 and 10% inflation and sometimes higher, depending on where you were inside of the United States of America. So whereas inflation shot up and then it leveled off between 2 and 3% now, our earning power still hasn't reached the parity that we need with regard to the inflation that we experienced back in 2021, 22, and 23. So we still recovering from that. But a lot of times people are really quick to say recession, recession, recession. I think that we're having a moment where you have to ramp up physical jobs. People have not pivoted to get the jobs or get the training to get the jobs that they need. You have a huge gap in trades. People have not become plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, millwrights, all of those type of things that we physically need. Linemen. I think that men are more in demand than ever before. And so you really just have to pivot to the jobs that are needed. AI, machine learning, prompt engineering, which is something that we've never really experienced and talked about before. But these are things that I've been talking about on the Millionaire Morning Show for a long time now.
They're not buying it anymore. What do we think is coming next?
Y'all want to know what a real recession indicator is? The men in my DMs, they are down bad, okay? Usually they're offering me like 5K. They want to talk to me, they want to get to know me, they want to spoil me. Lately, $350, you guys. Yeah, 350, 350. The drop between 5K to 350 is actually insane.
Any dudes that's out here offering women money to talk to them, you need to be neutered, honestly, because we don't want you passing on your offspring. If y'all are offering $5,000, even $300, 350 to talk to a woman, then you are really down bad. You really need help. And I know that tricking season is in all seasons, even in a recession. I know tricking is relative, and so tricking season is always popping. But dog, y'all offering money to regular everyday people, and I don't care how much money I have. The Only way that I'm spending money on a woman is if she's my daughter, my mother, people that are close to me, people that work for me, and women that bring me value. Then I'm talking about real monetary value. Um, Other than that, y'all just tricking for no reason, and it's not necessary. They going for free. Absolutely, they going for free. And for any dude that continue to put out this false narrative that you pay for it one way or another, no, no, that's not true. And context matters. And so I'm ashamed for these women. It's almost like secondhand embarrassment for women that come on the internet and say stuff like, well, guys are offering, $350, or they were offering $5,000. Okay, well, tell me you're a prostitute without telling me you're a prostitute. Tell me that you have no value without telling me that you have no value. And so I don't think that this is, I almost be thinking that it's capping, because who in their right mind would ever offer something that you can get for free an exceptional amount of money? You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, man.
Like, are you guys okay? That is not sugar baby money. That is utility bills. Not that I'm entertaining any of you guys, so don't get any ideas. I just like to keep up with the market trends.
Y'all, we are genuinely in a recession. Like, it's for real. Like, when I grocery shop, I typically get the same things. So when I go in the store, I don't look at the price. I'll be honest, I don't. I literally pick my stuff up, ring out, and go on by my day. I don't look at each individual price. So today, I take it upon myself to look at the price, right? Do y'all know a thing of strawberries costs $8?
Where?
So I see this and I'm like, can't be. Like, I know I have not been paying $8 for no strawberries, because that is outrageous. $7 for grapes? That's insane. Y'all, I looked at my freaking past receipts in my account. Strawberries was just $5.
I'm not saying that. I just went online right now and I'm looking at fresh strawberries across the board. $3, $4. At Walmart, they got it for $5. At whatever this fresh market is. And mind you, I'm recording this from Atlanta because I just had to fly down here in order to do an interview. I'm not seeing it. Those strawberries from Walmart and more, I'm $3.12, depending on what size you get, all the way up to $6. Are people exaggerating for the sake of conversation? Honestly, are people exaggerating? Like, do they just make up numbers off the top of their head, or are they just shopping at high-end food stores? Or maybe it's location specific. Maybe they're over somewhere in California, Los Angeles, where they have high theft and high crime or something like that. And that's the reason that they're saying this type of stuff. But I'm not seeing the same thing that everybody else is seeing. Ramen noodles is the same, rice is the same, turkey lunch meat is the same. All of that stuff is pretty much relative. It's a little bit higher, but it's pretty much relative. So, I went to the gas station the other day. I was looking at the prices. If you're getting premium, yeah, you're gonna be paying $5 something a gallon. But if you get 93, 94, other than that, I don't know, bro. I'm not seeing the same thing everybody else is seeing.
Grapes was $4.
Grapes is $4.
How did we get here?
Stop, bro.
I ain't saying the Orange Cheeto Man did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But, I mean, for
people so disrespectful, man. People are so disrespectful towards the president of the United States of America.
Strawberries to go from $4.67 to $8 in a few months. I mean, I think he got something to do with it. But yeah, y'all. So, left them in the store and realized we are really in a recession. And yeah, I'm not paying $8 for no strawberries. I don't care how much my paycheck is. Okay, thank you.
Like I said, I'm not seeing it the same way that everybody else is seeing it. And I think that people are absolutely capping, but that's just my personal opinion. Always giving credit to the content creators, so that link will be in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all let me know what y'all experience is like.